Nick is the new head of household. Who will he nominate for eviction? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake for Office Wars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake for Office Wars. It's day 66 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Nick is the head of household. Who will he nominate for eviction? We'll find out shortly. But fuck! That sound means for the last time this season, hallelujah, twist is about to be unleashed upon the house guests. Now, you all probably know what's coming. There are obviously no new twists coming because this is the last week of eligibility for all twists. What is happening is, since the beginning of this season, you have been divided into 4 departments: sales, accounting, customer service, and warehouse. And if a member of your Department 1 head of household, you were all safe. And it was supposed to go until the final 5, but we are at the final 6 now. Nick is head of household, which means customer service should be safe, him, CJ, and Lindsay. But that only leaves 3 people. That leaves Marcin, Brazil, and Kat. If Nick were to nominate Kat and Brazil, and Marcin wins the Golden Power Veto, which means he's safe, and uses it to save Brazil or Kat, there's nobody else for Nick to nominate. So because of this mathematical situation, the department twist is officially over for the season. And Nick, if he wants to, or if he has no choice, he can nominate his own customer service team members. So this means the department twist is over, the mole twist was long done, and of all the pranks, or no pranks, there's only one remaining that's still active, and that's Lindsay has the Diamond Power Veto. If Lindsay wins the Golden Veto this week, it's upgraded to a Diamond Veto, and she, not Nick, can choose the replacement nominee. Besides that, all other twists are over. So, yeah. Okay, let's get back into it. So I want to wish a happy belated birthday to Nick. I wished him a happy birthday on Facebook, but I meant to say it in the episode on Monday. His birthday was on Monday, and I forgot. So happy belated birthday, Nick. He actually shares the same birthday as Kevin of Aton and Kevin's Backyard Big Brother, and that's kind of a coincidence, I guess. And Nick, who won the head of household competition yesterday, made history because he is the first house guest ever to win 2 of the 3 survey question and answer competitions. Season 1, the survey Q&A comp winners were Angela, Jeffrey, Lisa. Season 2, Dan, Rob, Chanel. Season 3, Julian, Caitlin, Chantal. And Season 4, Nick, Ryan, Nick. And also, if you look back at the list, the winners of all 3 seasons, Jeffrey, Chanel, and Chantal, all won at least one survey Q&A comp. And Ryan is already evicted, so Nick, you're the only person left who can keep that streak alive. So pressure's on you. And also, because Kat wasn't evicted, Charlene, her winner pick was Kat, and Charlene has never been wrong, so Charlene's winner pick is still in the game. Also, I was talking to Jeffrey yesterday, winner of Season 1, and he also picked Kat to win. And he picked Kat from the beginning. So his winner's prediction is still in play. So lots of interesting things going on. But also, a very happy 30th birthday today, June 18th, to Lindsay. Lindsay's turning 30, and I believe she's the first house guest ever in Big Brother Cheesecake history to celebrate a milestone birthday. Lindsay said because of the pandemic, she can't have her big backyard 30th birthday celebration with all her friends and family, so she's going to stay 29 until she gets her 30th birthday party. I'm like, at the time, I'm like nodding my head and smiling, making all the motions. But Lindsay, whether you like it or not, you're 30 today. There's you can say you're 29 all you want, but just because you didn't have a party doesn't mean you're not 30. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So if you didn't catch it yesterday on Facebook, Jack posted about this, and then Nick responded to it, and they got into a bit of an argument. Now, because Jack has been long evicted, it's not really relevant to Big Brother Cheesecake, so I wasn't planning on talking about it, but at the same time, I just can't help myself. So Jack's argument was, of course, like, who cares? It's just a product. If it starts with this, what's next? You know, all the snowflake crybabies, blah, blah, blah. And then Nick made a really good point that I have to applaud him for, because Nick could have talked about slavery and black women and the history that they've had, and while it's a valid argument, it's hard to connect that to this. And so his argument, which I was really impressed by, was just because it doesn't offend you doesn't mean it doesn't offend somebody else. And I've never thought of it that way, because I suffer from something where I'm not easily offended at all. I can't even remember the last time I was offended. There's a difference between pissed off and offended, because lots of things piss me off. Traffic, stupid people, Trump. There's a lot of things that piss me off, but there's a difference between pissed off and offended. So it's hard for me to gauge how other people react to certain things and whether what's offensive and what's not, when I'm just not the type to be offended. But that was a good argument that Nick said. And then it got me thinking about Aunt Jemima, because I will admit, in the past, growing up and maybe even recently, when I meet a nice old black woman, and there's one that comes to mind right off the bat. She always used to get on my bus and she'd be like, "Oh, you're one pretty white boy." And I've thought to myself, gee, I wonder if her syrup is better than Aunt Jemima's. And even though I never said it out loud, it's still something that I only thought of because of the stereotype that this brand perpetuates. So, yeah, and so I get it. I do also see Jack's side in terms of it's 2020, it's a pandemic, there's Black Lives Matter protests, there's bigger things going on in the world, this is kind of a frivolous issue. I get that too. I mean, I argued 2 weeks ago about Dundas Street and how, like, it's just a concrete slab. I mean, who cares? It's just a street name. And, you know, maybe Lord Dundas and what he did offends people, and even though it doesn't offend me, maybe it offends other people. So Nick did open my mind a lot with that argument, as opposed to just listing history of black women. I mean, not that that's not valid, but it computed in my mind more the way he described it. But also interesting to note, can you believe that twice, not once, but twice in this season, I had the Aunt Jemima syrup in the Lindt chocolate bananas recipe and in the rum and raisin Nanaimo bar recipe. It's almost like a weird foreshadowing. You know how Simpsons is known for foreshadowing things? Like there was an episode where Lisa becomes president and she takes over from President Donald Trump and his corrupt office. And this was an episode of The Simpsons in the 90s. So it is kind of, I was like, whoa, right? And Jack, the one thing that Jack said that did make me laugh is the heading of his line on Facebook was, I can't remember exactly what it was, but watch out, Uncle Ben, you're next. Which I'll admit that was kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah. So, I just hope they don't get rid of the syrup, because it's damn good syrup. Mm-hmm. And you have to get the butter kind. That's the best kind. Anyway. Wow. That was way too much at once. Anyway. Woo! Okay. I deserve that for doing that. Chantel's like, serves you right. So the Monopoly pieces. Nick won head of household, which means he gets to choose one of the 3 color sets that Curtis vacated. There was purple, green, and dark blue. He chose green. Then Curtis gets to bequeath one of his color sets, onto another house guest. He chose to give the dark blue set to Brazil. And his reason was, Hello there, I'm Curtis from South Africa. While Nick and Marson asked me to give it to Nick, and I said I would, I decided since they felt the need to end my game, I would rather go a more fair route and choose whoever came second in the comp. Good luck to everyone. Miss you all. Once again, while Nick and Marson asked me to give it to Nick and I said I would, I decided since they felt the need to end my game, I would rather go a more fair route and choose whoever came second in the comp. Good luck to everyone. Miss you all. Okay. That leaves the pink color set, which will go to a random draw. For the last time this season. Oh, I'm going to miss him, but I will be back for All-Stars. So, is everybody ready? This is it. And before I spin the wheel, Nick has... I have it somewhere. Nick has purple and green. Kat has light blue. Lindsay has orange, yellow, and the railroads. Brazil has red and dark blue. And Marson has the utilities. So, Kat with the light blue, Marson with the utilities, and CJ with none. You really need these pink properties. If Lindsay, Nick, or Brazil get this, I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle. Okay, here we go. For the last time this season... The pink properties go to Brazil! Brazil, turns out you're not suffering from Brazil luck that much. And also, what is with the wheel landing on the purple bee? It was Brandon's earlier on this season, and now that the wheel loves the purple bee. Okay, let's see if it lands on it a second time. I'm just for shits and giggles. This counts for nothing. Close. Okay. CJ's going to be like, you little fucking shit disturber. Okay. Last but not least, before we get to the nomination ceremony, this will be another long episode. The luxury competition. The winners of the luxury competition were Marson, Lindsay, and CJ. They each got to choose immunity for the first time they land on a color set. Marson chose yellow, which is owned by Lindsay. Lindsay chose pink, which is now owned by Brazil. And Lindsay chose that just to be fair, I guess. And I told her that if she ends up with the pink, she can choose another color set. And then CJ chose green, I believe. Yes, because Nick is all about a free ride or something. She had a line. I forgot what it was. Okay. Or Nick likes to give free somethings. I forgot what the line was. Anyway, okay. Now it's time to get to the nomination ceremony. Nick is the head of household, and it is his responsibility as head of household to nominate 2 of his fellow house guests for eviction. The department twist is over, which means all 5 other house guests are eligible. 3 of you are safe, and 2 of you are nominated. Here we go. Lindsay, you are safe. Marson, you are safe. This leaves Brazil, Kat, and CJ. 1 of you is safe, 2 of you are nominated. Brazil, you are safe, which means Nick has chosen to nominate Kat and CJ for eviction. Let's see what he has to say. Hey guys, surf's up. It's me, Nick. I just got off my rad surfboard. It's a rock-hard surfboard that I go on with my rock-hard abs and my rock-hard... CJ, I've chosen to nominate you because you're a threat to my longevity in this game. We've consistently been on opposite sides of the house despite being in the same department. You're goofy and likable, and I'm sure you'll find safety this week somehow. Kat, I've chosen to nominate you because you publicly stated that you want me out of the house, and I'd be a dingus not to put you up on the block. I like you both, and very best of luck in the veto. With that, this nomination ceremony is adjourned. Okay, so Nick has nominated Kat and CJ for eviction, but the Golden Power Veto can still change the nominations. All 6 remaining house guests will be participating in the Golden Power Veto competition, and this week's Golden Power Veto competition is called Big Brother Monopoly, and here's how it works. The beauty of this competition, it is a classic competition. It was won by Lisa in season 1, Rob in season 2, and JoJo in season 3. So the winners of Big Brother Cheesecake have never won Monopoly, which I just sort of thought up of. So it'll be interesting to see if the winner can break that curse. The beauty of this competition is that you've actually been playing it all season long. You've been collecting Monopoly color sets all season long, and now you can sit back and relax while over the next 3 days I play a game of Monopoly with the color pieces you have earned. So I've made changes to this competition just about every year because every season I realize things that are incorrect. The big change made this season is the first 3 seasons, each of the 3 days had 15 minutes worth of gameplay. But the problem with that is that as I approached the 15-minute mark, when there was 12, 13, 14 minutes left, I started panicking and I started rushing. And when I rushed, I made mistakes. I believe all 3 seasons. I've never had a season where Monopoly went without a single mistake. The mistakes were minor and did not affect the winner, but I still made mistakes. This season it's changed to day 1. Each house guest gets 6 rolls each. Day 2, each house guest gets 8 rolls each, and day 3, each house guest remaining gets 10 rolls each. I'm going to flip a coin out to determine whether we're going in alphabetical or reverse alphabetical order. And I landed on heads, which means we're going in alphabetical order. That kind of reminded me on Friends when they flip the coin. You have to assign something to it! But I knew in my head, heads was alphabetical, tails was reverse. So we're going in alphabetical order, which means we're going Brazil, Kat, CJ, Lindsay, Marcin, and Nick. House guests, you have until 10 p.m. tonight to publicly decide which of the Monopoly tokens you're going for. We have all the classic ones. The train, car, battleship, money bag, top hat, dog, thimble, cannon, horse and rider. So there's more than enough options there for everyone. Now, seasons 1 and 2, everybody started with $500. Season 3, Jonathan was not playing because he had the Pooh Brown veto, and I upped everybody to $600 to make it even, like $3,000. And I think, to make it interesting this season, I will stay with the $600 for everybody. So everybody has $600 to start. And we'll see how that goes, and maybe next year we'll change it back to $500, but I don't think it matters either way. As the game goes, I will roll for everybody. If you land on chance or community chest, you follow the instructions on that card. Free parking, I've hated the whole let's put $1,000 jackpot in free parking so that anybody who lands on free parking basically wins the game. Yeah, no thanks. Luxury tax is $100 even. Just hate the 75, it's stupid. Income tax is $200. None of that 20% or was it 10% of your earnings thing, which I think they've changed in Modern Monopoly. I think the board game is now just $200. Jail, if you go to jail, you have 3 chances to roll doubles and get out. And if not, it's a $250 fine. So it is a higher fine. If you land on go, should you get double? That's a tough one. I think I introduced that last season. Let's do it. If you all revolt and hate it, I'm okay with getting rid of it. But let's do it. If you land on go, you collect double, $400. But that does not include the chance and community chest cards that say advance to go, collect $200. Doesn't include that. And then of course, if you pass go, you get $200. Okay, if you land on anybody's color set, you owe them, excluding the immunities, you owe them the amount for one house. And it is not by color set, it is by property. So the first time somebody lands on St. James Place, which is Lindsay's orange, you will pay Lindsay the amount of one house. The next house guest who lands on St. James Place, even if it's a different house guest, they pay for 2 houses, then 3, then 4, then hotel. But if St. James has been landed on 3 times, which is 3 houses, and you land on Tennessee Avenue next door, that's 1 house. So it does not increase by color set, it increases by property. Same thing with railroads, they're $25 each, and then up to $50, $100, $200. Utilities, 4 times the dice the first time, then 10 times the dice. And I think that's everything. The last man, once you go bankrupt, you're out of the game, and the last man standing wins the competition. If you think of anything, just ask in the group chat. I think that's it. Yeah, so may the best men or women win. With that said, who will win the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Monopoly Golden Power Veto competition? Find out over the next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Will the winner choose to use it to save Kat or CJ from the chopping block? Tuesday, the final 2 nominees plead their case, and we check in with Rai, Brenda, and Curtis in the jury house. And Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake house, join the jury house, finish in 6th place, and we will learn the identities of the final 5. I'm Andrew Sheswick Moonves. Take care, and we leave you as we eavesdrop on the house guest. Good night.